namatayan ng mga kamag-anak marami dahil natabunan ng landslide yung bahay nila. 7 yung namatay. Nanay, tatay, isang pamangkin, at saka 4 na anak. Ang natira, 7 pa rin. Kasi, 11 ang kanyang anak. Isa namatay man yung 4, meron pa rin siya. Ito, wala na silang nanay, tatay, natira na lang 7 magkakapatid. Susunod na bahay, nagpunta na naman ako. Meron namatay na isa, barangay police. Yung barangay police was only like 30 plus years old. Yung anak niya, 9. Ganyan kaliit ang panganay at yung bunso, nagkakapag nanay. Yung mga kapatid niya, 12 din. So, sila magkakapatid, 9. Yung anak niya, 9 din. So, you can see how this kind of thing is perpetuated. Not only is the number of births perpetuated, the poverty is perpetuated too. Kasi, saan mag-aaral yung mga bata na yun? Ano ang kakainin nila? So, from one generation to the next, poverty is transmitted this way. A lot of the reason, a big part of the reason why the poor have many more children than the rich is because they do not avail of permanent methods of contraception. Samantalang yung mga mayayaman, after 2, 3 anak, magpapatali na sila, di ba? Hindi pwede yan sa hindi yan nangyayari sa mga mahihirap. Dahil napakaraming pamahiin na attached to permanent sterilization processes. Unang-una, pag sinabi mo magpapasectomy yung asawa, talagang hindi mangyayari yun. Sasabihin niya, talian mo na lang yung asawa ko. Di ba? Yes, ngayon, yung asawa naman, pag natalian na yun, masakit na yung ulo nila araw-araw, sumasakot yung tiyan nila, nahihina sila, lahat ng symptoms na walang kinalaman dun sa tubal ligation, pero these things are perpetuated. Kaya tuloy, they are fearful in a sense of this kind of procedures. That's the reason why sa bawat 2 pagbubuntis, isa doon, actually ayaw nung nanay o nung pamilya. The percentage of unintended pregnancy is more than 1/2 of the total number of pregnancies. So what happens? Every year, there are more than 3 million pregnancies in the country. 1.5 million of these are unwanted. 500,000 of these end in abortions. 100,000 of these have complications. And 10,000 of them will die of abortion and complications. Okay. This is where midwives play a central role in attaining our reproductive health goals. Out of, say, 90,000 abortions that come to the hospital, 1,000 will die. So if there are 900,000 abortions or 500,000 abortions, 5,000 will die if they're in the hospital. But many of these women don't go to the hospitals. 90,000 lang out of 500,000. And the mortality from complications from abortions outside the hospital is more than double the number of deaths of abortions that are brought to the hospital. So this figure of 1,000 is only for deaths from complications of abortions seen in hospitals. Outside hospitals, there's about 10 times more. So serious maternal mortality ratio reduction entails many things. including putting women at the center of the activity, making health approach a secular activity. Ano ibig sabihin niyan? Sa ngayon, reproductive health is being influenced greatly by religious practices and beliefs and the Catholic Church. Whereas our Constitution states that there is a separation of church and state, the church exerts very heavy influence on the way we practice activities related to reproductive health. It also requires a lot of reform in the health system. It requires financing so that everybody has access to affordable and quality care, and therefore also requires legal reforms. So I will discuss this within the framework of what is now a lot of controversy in our country, which is the birth control policy in the country. For the past many months, a bill called House Bill 5043 has been under debate in both houses of Congress. And this bill is the Reproductive Health Bill, or the Reproductive Health and Population Development, if it becomes an act of 2008. The church, in fact, has threatened, among other things, not to give communion to any government worker promoting this bill. Mukhang hindi pa nila nakikarry out yung threat nila. Kasi siyempre, nag-alma naman yung mga government workers at mga tao, pero that is how deeply they feel about this particular bill and to what extent they're going to fight against it. In fact, House Bill 1543 promotes these principles: respect for life. Our Constitution says abortion is illegal, right? And the House Bill says also that abortion is illegal. There is nothing in this bill that says abortion can be resorted to legally in any circumstance by any means. The bill also promotes informed choice, responsible parenthood, birth spacing, health, and in particular reproductive health, and sustainable human development. It provides or mandates access to appropriate, affordable, quality reproductive health services, accurate education and counseling on all legal and safe family planning methods, maternal care services and management of diseases of the reproductive system, prevention of abortion and management of its complications, and addressing the reproductive health needs of adolescents, and providing age-appropriate reproductive health and sexuality education from grade 5 onwards. It also mandates education and information on human sexuality and responsible parenthood in schools and workplaces, information and services for the poor and special groups such as disabled persons, adequate and full range of supplies, facilities and equipments for family planning and reproductive health for those who cannot afford them personally. It encourages attaining a family size of 4 children and mother and father. But this is neither mandatory nor compulsory, and there is no punishment for having more than 2 children. It just says that for the moment, let us target